Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers Cyberverse. I believe it's Bumblebee Adventures one-step changer. That's right, I'm looking at a one-step changer here. Repugnus and his Pesticons, which are right here. Now I gotta explain this a little bit because this isn't the original. The first version of this figure. This is actually a repaint of the one-step changer Repugnus, which had this color scheme. He was red and yellow instead of this sort of blue, like teal or like green and I want to say teal. Not entirely sure, but yes, this is one-step changer Repugnus as part of the Target exclusive Cybertronian Villains line. This was a special pack. I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was called Repugnus's Revenge. I think that's what it was called. I don't really remember now. But yeah, so you have Repugnus here, which is a one-step changer. And then you have the Pesticons. I don't think they have names. They're just Pesticons. And I think the red one, again, is supposed to be Repugnus. But in this pack, he's this color, which is all right. So yeah, here he is in his monster form, which is a bug monster form. And for a one-step changer, he actually has some articulation. His arms here has a ball joint there and a ball joint there. So 2 ball joints. Very nice, but nothing else. He does have an action feature, which I believe is called the Gruesome Chomp, which if you pull this, put your finger here, pull this out, it'll cause his pincers, these jaws here, to close. Now, sadly, I think it's way too close, but I think that's a neat little gimmick. It's a neat little feature. And he doesn't look half bad. It's a pretty decent, very like squat and tiny. And these little guys, sadly, do not have articulation. At least not in their monster forms. So these are they in their monster forms. Nothing more to really say. They look really cool together, I will admit. Big one and then some small ones. And I even like that this green and this blue are different from even the colors on this one. So each one of them has a different color. And even their eyes, I never actually noticed this, their eyes have a different tint. I think the only color they really share are their mandibles, which are white. But yeah, very cool. So let's get on with transformation. Let me start off with Repugnus here. And I think I mentioned earlier that the first version of this guy had this color scheme, that's Repugnus's traditional color scheme. Then we have this one, which apparently I looked into it. It's a reference to something. I don't know what it is, but it's like a reference to like another character, but I don't remember what the name was. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too familiar with Repugnus. So here he is. Let's get on with transformation, which is one step. One step and some change. But essentially what you gotta do is pull this up, like so. Then peg this into here. Fold, keep that down. And then adjust the arms. And as you can see the robot hands right there. And there is Repugnus in his robot mode, which I think looks pretty cool. Again, I'm surprised by the articulation in the arms, but that's the only articulation he really has. And he's supposed to have a sort of soft lock here, but on mine it comes off way too loose. Let me just show you. See? I mean, technically, you can call this as articulation if you want. And it's sad that this doesn't really connect. Well, whatever, it's a one step. I'm not gonna get too critical of a one step. And speaking of which, these guys are also two steps. And these guys, in terms of sizes, this one step is roughly the size of a deluxe, if not a little bit shorter. And these guys are basically turbo changers, if you remember what those are, which were those tiny little collectible blind bag figures. That's what these guys are essentially, and it's just duplicates. So yeah, for transformation, you bring this down, fold this back, and there you go. It looks really neat. Now, this is the official way of doing it. However, I added an extra step where if you rotate this back, you get this look. Like, yeah, you can see the ball joint, which is a bit unfortunate, but leg-wise, I think it looks a lot closer to what this is supposed to look like. Doesn't it? That might just be me, but I prefer having my Pesticons look like this. The official way is to have them forward, and you can see the detailings match up here. But the thing is, I don't like how this is just sticking out, because these are the monster form legs. So I prefer having it like this, which has a nice, cleaner robot mode. And sadly, what you saw is the only articulation, which is this waist. And all three of them have the same exact transformation. They just have different colors. But that's still pretty neat. There we go. So there is Repugnus and his Pesticons. So let me get on to articulation, which with this guy, it's ball joint, same as the monster mode. And if you want, he has a hinge there. So he can look in between his legs if you really want to stretch it. But yeah, that aside, he has a nice detailing. Like, I really like the mold of this figure. Looks really cool. And the transformation is surprisingly fun. It's very simple. It's stupid simple, but like it has its charm. And these little guys, the only articulation they have is this. So not even arms. That is a little disappointing. I would have thought this guy would have had some arms, but no. He just has the waist. So he can crouch, waist, swivel, and that's it. All of them have it. But let's take a closer look at these guys. They're essentially smaller versions of the big guy. So these are just smaller Repugnus. But still, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about this. I guess the only other thing to mention is that Repugnus, the character... Oh, these things also move in robot mode. You can still use him here to, like... I don't know. I don't know what you would do that in robot mode, but I guess he can clamp on something. Yeah, I guess he can do that in robot mode. Alright, it's an extra weapon. So yeah. Repugnus and the Pesticons, folks. Nothing much to really say. I don't normally get these figures, but I think I ended up finding this guy at a good price, and yeah, I think they look really neat, especially like as a set. It's a really nice little set. And again, I was surprised by the articulation, that this guy had decent arm articulation. He's a bit on the top heavy side. So yeah. What else do I say? He's a G1 monster bot. Yeah. He's not part of... I don't think he's part of the team that forms Abominus. Yeah, he's not. But he's another monster bot. And let's go on with articulation, because I'm rambling. Here's a Ratchet and Cliff Jumper. As you can see, he is smaller than a standard deluxe. And these guys are even smaller than a Legion. So these guys are really tiny. But they're nice and sturdy. Like, this is a pretty sturdy plastic. Same thing. These are very sturdy. Well, these are aimed at a much younger demographic. So they're not aimed at me. But yeah, overall, I think this is a neat little set. He was part of the Target exclusive Cybertronian Villains line. I don't remember if I said that earlier, but I wanted to point that out. That's why this is a special version of him. The regular release version was the one in the red and yellow color scheme, which is his traditional color scheme. But this is still a nice little package if you can get it at a good price. It's a fun little set. And that's pretty much it. I'm just stretching this video longer than it should be. It's a one-stepper. There's nothing much to really say. So yeah, so that's it. So this has been my review of the Transformers Cyberverse Bumblebee Adventures. Cybertronian Villains. Don't worry, I'm not gonna have the video be that long, have that long of a title. The Target exclusive Cybertronian Villains, Repugnus and the Pesticons. Before signing off, here's my special person's Instagram. There is mine if you're curious. There's hers again. And yeah, this is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out, and be safe.